I was never missing out on playoffs, right? I was always playing to actually win the whole thing, but uh, this time I'm in 10th place, and I really don't want to be in this position again because I know I'm too good to be a 10th place team.
Hi everyone, this is Tom reporting from the LEC summer split, well, the end of it, and I'm here with Broken Blade, top laner of Schalke 04, who unfortunately finished in last place, and their season ends here. Broken Blade, that final weekend just rounded up, and I just wanted to start with how was it for you, the end to the weekend and the end of the season with the team?
I mean, it was obviously kind of rough for me. I don't think we should be in 10th place. But in the end, there were a lot of things going wrong, and it wasn't inevitable. I think we just couldn't find ourselves as like a team and actually play like a team. And it was kind of, I wouldn't say it was like really deserved. Like it really hurts to say, but I think it really was because I think there could have been so many things going differently. I think the players on our team are good enough to make it playoffs. Um, Winning is another thing, obviously, right? So I think, but um, I think we're definitely capable of going to playoffs. Like I'm certain of that, but I think many things went wrong, and I just have to see what I can do better for next time.
Yeah, is that something that you can easily shake off and then start focusing on the future, or is that something that you tend to dwell on and maybe ponder on?
For me, I'm a pretty emotional person, I would say. So this obviously really hits me hard,
Yeah.
and for me, I try to do everything obviously to not be in this kind of position. I mean, I wasn't in 2.5 years. I was never missing out on playoffs, right? I was
Yeah.
always playing to actually win the whole thing, but uh, this time I'm in 10th place, and I really don't want to be in this position again because I know I'm too good to be a 10th place team.
Yeah.
Um, so definitely looking forward for what's next and gonna see what I can do better for the next time.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, this is the first time in a while that you've been in this position. How was it for you to come to that realization that, yeah, we're probably not gonna make it and we're probably gonna finish last? Because all the players in the LEC, whenever I speak to them, they're super competitive. They always want to be the best. So I can imagine that for you as well, as you say, you're an emotional person, that it must be a tough pill to swallow.
Uh, yeah, obviously. I think it was completely over after we lose at week 8. I think it was after we lost against Astralis, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it like really hit me. Like usually I'm a very optimistic person. I always believe that we can come back, we can win the games, we can be first, like stuff like that. But after we were like officially out, I really lost a lot of motivation to
Mm-hmm.
just play the game.
Yeah.
Um, Now I'm also taking a break because I just need to um, for my mental health, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely not something easy to swallow. Definitely, there's a lot of things that I can take a look on and see. Oh, this could have actually gotten better. This is what I could have done better, and also giving my feedback to the people that I think could have done things better. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
because um, obviously we're here, so we're still teammates, right? And I want them to gain the most, even if you're 10th place. Maybe they can take something with them, some feedback on, even take some feedback for myself.
Yeah. And obviously I don't mean to ask you to call anybody out that you're saying like, okay, you played terribly, and we could have finished higher if you did X, Y, and Z. But can you share some insights into what kind of conversation you're having then with your teammates, and how those conversations go? Because I don't think many people realize how these things go behind the scenes.
Um, well, it's always different from person to person, obviously, right? There is always a special way of how you want to talk to a certain individual.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when it comes to, for example, to Nuclear, and I think he's very mechanically a good player, and I think he has a bright future. If this split right now, he's 10th place, I can see him, being really motivationally like not on top of the game anymore.
Yeah.
Especially because he's a rookie. He couldn't show up, and and now he might stop trying or something. But I think he should, like that's the stuff that you kind of want to let him know. Like he's a rookie, he still needs to be obviously confident. He still needs to like obviously put effort in and stuff like that. And obviously the position he was put in before the split was very like spontaneous, and he obviously took the chance. Unfortunately, he was 10th place, right? But or we
Mm-hmm.
were 10th place. But that's just one of the players I think that could take such feedback. Obviously, I always try to help him as well during the split. And when it comes to other players, well, it just depends, right? I can't obviously say everything how they were, right? And um, if they said something negative, obviously I don't want to just call them out on public, because I think that's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I always try to be as honest as possible with my teammates, because I think that's just what they deserve. And I hope they are as honest as possible to me as well, because just because, for example, I won more trophies or I won an A one time doesn't mean that I'm a better human or a better player, or whatever. I still really welcome the feedback that they could give me.
Mm-hmm. And can you share some of the feedback that they gave you, or maybe some points that you reflected on for yourself that you're taking away from this experience?
I think for me, I think it's honestly, I think it's mostly that I could have spent more time with the people,
Mm-hmm.
in like um, when it comes to the game. I think sometimes I often just wanted to chill a bit, relax for the next day and stuff like that. And I did it a lot actually, and that's probably something I won't do next time.
Mm-hmm.
But it was kind of like an escape for me, to just go out, hang out with friends, and play a little less solo queue, but that will like reserve my mental so I can really be on top of my game. But I don't know if that was better. I don't know if that like caused other people to also play less.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's not what I want. I think every individual does their own thing to be on top of the game, and sometimes I think you have to just calm down, rest a little bit, chill a little bit, and really forget about the game to come back again tomorrow and give it your all again. And I think I kind of overdid that
Mm-hmm.
because the season wasn't going too great, and I felt like I needed to like chill and relax a lot. But I don't know if that was that good in the end.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that for many people, at least from what I've seen in the online discourse and in the community, that they were still pretty impressed with how you performed overall in the team, and that as a top laner, you definitely showed that you didn't make worlds for no reason, you know. So I think that for many people, that is something that stood out. But is that something that is still important to you then? That even if the team isn't doing well, I'm not gonna say that you're maybe kind of selfish, but still like that desire. Okay, the team is playing terribly, but at least let me show what I've got. Was that something that was important to you?
I mean, it's not really like I wasn't really playing for that, right? I wasn't really
Mm,
playing like, oh, just let me look good or something. I was just playing my game just how I always do. I was trying to set up plays like I always do.
mm,
And I think honestly this year, despite being 10th place, I think individually it was one of my best years ever. And um I've seen a lot of people like arguing about, yeah, his jungler is top lane all the time or whatever, right? But
mm,
these plays only happen because I coordinate these plays, right? Like it happens through my communication. Yeah, that is just how uh, I play the best, because I know how to just, set the pace of the game for top lane. I know how to set up plays. I know how to, just make stuff happen on the map.
mm,
Um, but yeah, I think individually I've been kind of satisfied with myself. I think I could have done still a little bit better. I think the beginning of summer I was really smurfing every single game, and then I fell off a little bit. I was kind of struggling, and then at the end, I was going out with a really nice showing, I would say. Even though I would have really, really loved to win either against G2 or against Fnatic. I think those games were good performances as well, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough to win.
yeah. Yeah. Well, looking forward to the future. You now obviously have a pretty long off season ahead, and as many people know, that the contracts of all the Schalke players will obviously be terminated by the end of the year. So, For you, are you already thinking about what teams you possibly could join next? Is Schalke allowing you to already start talking to teams? Is that something you're already doing, maybe?
I would say it's too too early for that. Like even if
Mm-hmm.
I were to join another team, there's still playoffs going on. There's going to be worlds going on. And obviously I am kind of thinking of my options, right? But it's way too early for me to say, okay, this is the direction I'm gonna go to. This is what I'm gonna do. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, to round up the interview, then Broken Blade, you've got a lot of support from the fans this year. I know that the Turkish community is always super loud for any player
Yeah.
that they send overseas. And obviously Germany, you also have a very large base here in Germany. So, is there anything you'd like to say to them? Maybe to the Schalke fans specifically?
I mean, always a big thank you to every fan that is supporting me and my team, because obviously without the fans, there wouldn't be this kind of an industry, right? And there wouldn't be players who could do this for a living. And I'm always gonna be thankful, no matter how good I'm playing or how bad I'm playing. I know that there are people who are there, since day one, and I remember those faces, I remember those names, and hopefully they will support me until the day I retire.
All right. Well, I hope at least that those retirement days are still quite so
Yeah.
far quite far away, because as you showed this split, you're still very much capable of being a very good top laner. So thank you very much for joining Broken Blade, and I wish you best in the off season.
Thank you.